Okay, so here's the thing. I made a stupid. How? I don't know exactly, but it appears that this episode and 4 episodes that come after it are actually voiceless. I have just realized when I wanted to upload this episode that it does not have any voiceover whatsoever, and then I checked the episodes I have made. They're all voiceless. Somehow my OBS, I think, decided that it will just reset my microphone settings or something like that, and it would record the voice through the screen or something equally as silly. Anyway, the result is that the 5 episodes are just game audio, and I did not notice it. How I didn't notice it, I don't know, but I did not. So, what I've decided to do is I'm going to try to do the post-commentary for this episode. I've also already done one for the next episode because it was shorter and I did it as a test run. But, I want to explain what happened here and don't leave all of them dry and just quiet. I've decided to only do the post-commentary for the 2 episodes, this one and the next short one, for several reasons. One of them is that this Let's Play will probably be at least, 50 episodes before I rage quit and throw it out of the window. So I figured 3 episodes, whatever, not really worth wasting time on it. And the second one is, I'd say that I'm really bad at it. So why do something you so obviously suck at? I mean, I'm not saying I'm very good at the normal commentary, but you can be not good and you can be plain bad. So, especially, and the third reason is that the 3 episodes that come after it, well, they're okay. I mean, the first one had some minor hiccup, but it was really minor. And the next 2 just went very smoothly. So if you just want to watch this series for my rambling, feel free to skip the episodes that are marked as voiceless. I will mark them so that there is no confusion which ones are the the wrong ones. And if you actually want to see tactics and how I got to a better point, well, at least temporarily, it can go real bad in the episode after them for sure. I don't know, it's not yet recorded. So if you want to see the tactics, feel free to watch them. And, well, it was, I was actually trying to cheap out on stress relief and take my gestures with some teams to fix this or that character, while obviously going to the ruins. So, since I'm done with my maintenance operations in this episode, it looks like we are going on the adventure. I wonder if I'm seriously over-provisioning. If those curious are even worth taking the caustic solution. I feel like they might not be, to be perfectly honest. They give us, 200, 300 gold, usually. Perhaps if you take an antiquarian, that might be a good idea to take the costing solutions with, but I think I might stop to do that for now. So this layout of the dungeon is pretty bad, although the quest is 80% of the rooms, so I'm probably doing extreme maths here, by the looks of it, and trying to count where I have to go and where I do not. If it's 80% of the rooms explored, you can leave 3 unexplored, because it's a set number, as somebody else was explaining in their Let's Play. It's not actual 80%, so in a short mission, that means 3 rooms can be left alone. Which actually means that this layout is not that bad. I think you can I only had to backtrack through 2 corridors or something. So here's the first battle. Man, this will be an awkward thing to comment for 40 minutes. Well, I guess there's always a first for something, isn't it? Isn't there? I mean, it's early in the morning, so forgive me if I sound derpy and I don't know what's happening, but I don't know what's the avenging Bone Courtier does. Maybe it gets some additional damage when he's hit or something like that. I doubt he's avenging his teammates though. They don't seem very chummy with one another. From what I recall, this mission actually went okay, which makes it much less fun to talk about, doesn't it? Yes, it's foreshadowing. It is sure one of those. But anyway, I was using Diglett, blighting people, since the back row has the stun resistance raised up. I'm playing so slow. And I can't even see my cursor, so I can't predict what I'm supposed to do. I mean, what I'm about to do. Because the cursor is just running into wild places. I should probably just turn it off in the OBS so it stops confusing, potentially confusing people. Yeah, that would actually make sense. I know how to do it and where to do it, so for the next video I'll probably do it unless I forget. Well, I'm not going to narrate this fight because there's nothing really happening, so I'll talk about the game a bit, I suppose. I think I have discovered an issue with my provisioning standards, let's say. Because when I was going to the short missions and provisioning like this, I was basically gaining, 2,000 gold for it? And I believe this episode was okay. And then I went for a mission, I believe the first of the voiceless ones, and I've realized that it really doesn't yield much. So I need to make a change to it, and I went for one of the medium runs. I believe that's the last of the voiceless episodes. And, well, it went better. It actually gave us some gold to do stuff with, because short mission is basically you go, you provision for it, and you make back what you spent. Maybe get 1,000 more, so you can send somebody for one stress relief session. But unless you provision less, which you most certainly can do, the only things you really need are food and shovels. You don't really need keys, you don't really need torches. And you certainly don't need caustic solutions or daggers. So perhaps on short mission that's the better way to go about it. But I think I might be growing up to taking an antiquarian out on a quest. Because we need money. That is most certainly true. But I think the next mission I will do will actually be the Necromancer Apprentice. A boss fight. Yes, this is a game that's definitely better to do real life commentary on when there's some thought process going on, and I do not have a thought process right now whatsoever, not only in the game or in the commentary, because it just seems a little bit slow to actually narrate it like that, especially when there's nothing really happening. Everybody's healthy, everybody's doing fine.
The slow death, unforeseen,
Unforgiving.
press this advantage.
Give them no water. So I get some junk. This junk doesn't sell for a lot. It's like 200 to 400, I believe. All those potions and stuff. I think I've decided not to use this. Or did I touch it after all? Nah, I did not touch it. Pussy. I am very careful about the curious I touch. Many of them I know what to do about from the Let's Plays. Some of them I might know what to do from my own experience now, but many I just ignore. Maybe I should stop, especially if we take an antiquarian with us. But I think I will wait until we have a little bit more gold, just in case it goes horribly wrong. I've spent a bunch to upgrade some characters. So... bump in the night. Yeah, I don't know about this post-commentary thing yet. It was a good decision to decide not to do the other 3 episodes. This game is just too slow for it. What am I supposed to say? Narrate it, like showcast it? I kind of did it in the 2nd episode, but it's only a thing for, 5 minutes, and I get 40 of them here. I should start telling you stories about other things, but I don't really have any, and it's really early in the morning, and I have not yet properly woken up, to be perfectly honest with you. Light, coral, dodge, death, stun, buff, stress. Am I doing it right? Right. So, as far as the team is concerned, 5 episodes further, I'll give you some spoilers now. I have not yet seen a single bounty hunter, a single abomination, and a single leper. I do not want lepers because, like I said before, they are inconsistent both in their design and in how easily they die and how easily they miss. And, well, it's mostly about the design, let's be honest. I like consistent stuff. So, I don't think I would like to use abominations either because I don't think they are worth the trouble they do. If I'm gonna take somebody who stresses out my team, I would much rather have the occultist, because I don't really know what the abomination brings to the table that, for instance, a Hellion doesn't. He has a stun that also stuns him. Meanwhile, Hellion can stun 2 people and just debuff herself. He can spit blight on people, which the Plague Doctor can do. He can... I guess he does some more damage when he's transformed, but honestly, who doesn't? I think, for instance, the Grave Robber can do about as much damage. The Hellion does proper damage. The Bounty Hunter surely can do this sort of damage, and he does not cause the stress to everybody. The Occultist can heal the party, so he's much more valuable to me, I'd say. Even if he comes as a damage dealer and is just a killer as a backup. For instance, if our Vestal has an issue, I would much rather have the Occultist with us than Abomination. And he also cannot go with the Vestal, so you basically are limited in your choices. I think he can go with the Crusader, but I'm not actually sure of that because Crusader is also religious and Leper is religious, and I think they might not want to go with the Abomination at all. So, if you're watching this and you know what's the point of using the abominations, feel free to let me know, because personally I don't see it. I just don't think it's worth the hassle, honestly. I know that the Leper is a good character, but there are many good characters, especially since I think that in the Pitch Black Dungeon this is Draught of Man. I don't really care about this, I don't take it anymore. It's a waste of money for me, the holy water. And, well, I think in the Pitch Black Dungeon you can easily take any other character to replace the Leper and it will be just as fine. The pile of bones. I remember somebody summoned the Necromancer Apprentice using this. I remember that, so I did not touch it. I think. I know you cannot pour the holy water on it. Yeah, that's okay. It's just another piece of shit. I don't know how much it goes for, but it's probably not worth it anyway. Especially since if you provision heavily, you also often have to remove your stuff because there is no room for it, so that's money wasted completely. So as far as the bounty hunter is concerned, I wouldn't mind having one. I think that's a fine class, and at first when I was watching the game, I always thought that bounty hunters and the grave robbers are pretty useless, and who would use them? They are like the filler characters that you need at more classes. But I also thought that the plague doctor was one of the best ones. She's surely okay, but I would not say it's something necessary. Though she does well in the ruins, honestly, with blights and stuns. But I think we will be fine with just one plague doctor. But the thing that she has nice is that she can remove the bleeds and blights. That's something worth considering when going to the right wield. Although, well, she can remove the blights in the wield. She also doesn't do really a lot of damage there unless I'd be using the incision. It is something worth to consider, but not something that truly makes me convinced about the choice. In the last 2 episodes that I've recorded, I was actually running possibly the A-team. It was Vestal, Jester, Hellion and Crusader, and they worked really well together. We actually fixed Renaud's stress, we fixed I think one Vestal stress, we fixed one Jester stress for free. So that's like what, 4,000 gold ahead. And we left the dungeons with full HP, 0 stress on everybody. We didn't really even need to camp. I just camped because why not, for torchlight. So if you want to do some very easy dungeons and fix somebody, I would recommend that setup, especially in the ruins. There was no issues with blight or anything such, and the bleeds were not very strong in the apprentice dungeon. So yeah, basically the last 2 episodes, the voiceless ones, they just showcase a cheesy composition, I suppose you can call it. But is it really that cheesy when everybody's rage quitting this game and has to restart it with this mod? I say it's not that bad to use 2 more rounds on the battle to get some stress gone. Gotta be smart in here. Nobody fucks around in the pitch black dungeon with you. And so the bubble remains, and it does not remain anymore.
These nightmarish creatures can
The gold gains are really rather atrocious in here. We also have so many busts and nothing else. We should try to go to other places, but I'm already wanting to go back into the ruins for the Necromancer Apprentice, which will give us another bunch of busts. We might have to trade them later for something else. Because from what I understand, if we even want to consider going on any veteran mission, we should definitely upgrade our character's gear. The weapon and armor thing. And of course the skills. The skills are the priority, because I've heard that on level 3 they get much stronger and actually different from levels 1 and 2. But the gear seems to be really vital, otherwise you're just gonna get wrecked. So I'm surely not going on to any veteran mission before we can have a team with all the gear things topped off and skills, and that's gonna cost some money. So perhaps an antiquarian is not really a bad idea indeed. Extreme. I really struggle with rooms, don't I? Or maybe I was just talking about something that we will never know anymore. It's gonna remain a mystery forever. This was, for instance, not worth it at all. Don't use keys on such cabinets unless you have an antiquarian. Clearly. Anyway, I'm just going to gibber until the quest is over, and once the quest is over, I'm just going to peace out and leave the video mute for when I do the Hamlet review and stuff, because that really, really, really only makes sense when you are actually thinking about it as you go. Yes, let's open a cabinet with a torch. Doesn't that make sense? Amazing amount of sense. And it's an empty room, that's always nice. We were fine on HP, but I wanted some stress relief so that Renault doesn't break, and if I remember correctly, he did not break. See, the post commentary also sucks in the way that I give spoilers left and right. I actually give spoilers 5 episodes ahead. I should never do this again. I just gotta make double sure next time that the microphone is actually recording, because this is kind of stupid. How do you say this? Zealous or zealous? I think zealous, actually. I always say it's zealous. When I was a little child, I was playing Heroes of Might and Magic 3, and there were zealots there, and always said zealot, and I guess it's just zealot for me anymore. Well, actually, it might turn out that zealot is the proper way to say. I don't think I ever said this word said aloud by somebody from actual America or something. But I'd say zealot. I put my money on zealot, but I don't have any money right here. I put my hairband on zealot, right? That's a proper bet. I don't like gambling. I don't have luck in gambling of any sort. See, I found those guys, right? And I got their shards, and I did not take them with me because I thought they don't give good money. They actually give decent money, but that's not the thing. I lost some money and whatever, but I can't find the secret room. We don't have the scouting for it, and even if I scout something, we don't have secret rooms, so I could not use them to summon a collector in one of the later videos when it was going real well for us. I wanted to summon the collector, but could not find him. So this is why I like the characters which got this those, I don't know, is this the Scrounger perk or the Explorer? One of those. I think the Explorer, makes more sense. That give you the additional scouting chance in one of the dungeons, because then you can actually find the secret room and the traps. I still am fighting to find the traps that I did not scout. I don't think it's possible. I just don't think it's possible. I'm actually being careful about it, and I just can't see them. Even if I just mouse over the entire ground all the time we are moving forward, I still go right into the traps. I thought I know this game better after all the Let's Plays I've had to play. I can't say watched because I don't always watch them. I sometimes work to the Let's Play and just glance at them, but still, it's been a few. And I still actually don't know if you can find traps that are not marked on your map. That's kinda weak. So I had no real way to kill the head, this one. What's its name? Brigand? Collected. Highwayman, right. Highwayman. So you should kill him first, that's for sure, because he's the one that does damage. But this guy guarded him, and the Vestal was in the front, and everything just went... And alright, the fight was easy, so no problem whatsoever, but I just could not do it in the right order. You can stun the man-at-arms to get rid of the protection, but I believe in this case I just didn't find the right way to do it, seeing how the Crusader is our primary source of damage. I'd stun him, and what then? Who would hit the Headhunter anyway? The Highwayman. He's got a real high protection when he uses that buff. Actually, I think when you take an Antiquarian, you can take Man-at-Arms with her. You put the Antiquarian in the first spot, because she's got this defense thing, right? So if she goes in the first spot, you can use the defense on the Man-at-Arms that's in the second spot, and then she cannot get hurt, and he gets additional protection. And basically your front row is secure. And in the back row you can have some healer to kill the Man-at-Arms and themselves. I think that's a good way to do it. Yeah, this is an example of how not to do this fight, by the way. I mean, it does not matter in the Apprentice dungeon, but I think in the later one it would be quite an issue when you think about it. A stun on the Man-at-Arms and having somebody to focus the Highwayman would be optimal. Would be a good idea. They are really creepy. I always wonder, what is this thing, the pink thing behind the spine? I mean, the design of this monster is really horrific. I mean, that's not an arm. That's not how an arm looks like. But then what is it? What is it? It's like nightmare fuel, honestly. I'm glad it's all very cartoony, because otherwise I might be actually scared of it and have some nightmares following, which I definitely would not like. I do not like having nightmares. I wonder if there are people who do like having nightmares. Like, if somebody likes to get scared and goes to those real deal haunted houses, you know, perhaps they would actually enjoy having nightmares. Because then you can get scared and it feels so real, and actually you are safe still. So maybe they wake up thrilled about it. I saw this one, but it was also visible on the map, so it does not solve the mystery of traps. An empty room and a little bit of scout. Of course, no secret room. I don't think I got any keys left anyway here, so I could be a little salty if it was. Perhaps I was even talking about it. You know, great minds think like me and the other me. I'm sure we think alike. I was wondering about this final assault thing. At first I thought that I don't actually remember if I talked about this in the previous episodes or if it was in the one of the mute ones. I was wondering if this final assault only happens when there is one bubble remaining, but I think I also seen it use it when there was two of them. Though the other one was reanimated, I believe, so I still don't know. It sounds like something you would use when there is just one left. I've never seen it on somebody else's Let's Play. I think it might have come in some newer update or something. I don't actually know whether the updates to this mod actually bring new stuff anymore. Maybe. Actually decided that the last guy from this bunch is really useless. This blanket fire is some debuff, whatever. It doesn't do any real damage and just lowers the dodge or what's not. So basically, the one that there is two of is the one that should go first. I think, personally. This one should go first, and when there's the fat one in the front, then he should go second. And the tiny one at the back just can't be ignored. I might be wrong, but that's my conclusion for now. The occultist is such a dick. Everybody's so stressed and he's just, tentacles from the abyss. Here. And he's got 1 dot of stress on himself. I think that in this dungeon he was actually the primary source of stress for everybody. He's got real strong abilities. He's got bleeds and he can reach your back line or 2 people on the front line with his stuff. Actually got rid of the Bible skill later on Reno. It's not really that good. The Holy Lance is much better to have in case he gets shuffled back. At least he can do something, provided there is somebody in the back line for the enemy, of course. And it's gone. Smite him. Nice. Rubies are nice. Pretty. Very pretty. I don't remember if there's a fight in this room. I believe you can pour some holy water into the decorative urn. Did I do it? Yes, I did it. And it was probably not really worth it. Maybe a little, but... See, that's the problem. If you pay, I don't know, what is it, 300 for holy water? And even if you get 500 from it, you also risk having to trash it before you can use it. It can also be good for stress relief, but... that's only as long as you need it. Oh yeah, we can use the Draught of Man, probably. Or we can chip out and not. I guess we chipped out. I honestly don't remember what I said in the videos that I said and what I did not, so you might miss out on some wisdoms from me, but what can you do? I don't want to repeat myself too much. I might try to sneak them in over the next episodes and count on the fact that they were not actually said before, but who knows? Oh yeah, they shuffled us all over the place and the Plague Doctor, I believe she got stuck there forever. I don't think she ever got back, so she was just spamming this disorienting blast for the rest of the fight. What am I pointing at? I cannot guess. So basically, I think this team could work in any position. I mean, somewhat work. Because I recall I did not really care that the Plague Doctor was moved forward. Just ignored it. It's always good to have a skill that can be used from different positions so that you don't get absolutely screwed when somebody's moved, but it's not always possible, of course. When it comes to the skills that I think I should always have when I go anywhere, it's the prevent of the nighttime ambush. I mean, you can get lucky and not get it, but in case you don't and the fight is actually pretty nasty, you basically lose everything you've gained from the rest on its own, and that's not really good. I'd say that's even pretty crappy. So I always try to have it, always try to use it, and I also always like to have a heal, because it gets really dodgy without it. And preferably a Vestal, especially in the places where there's a lot of light. A Vestal seems like a complete necessity, because if you got two people on death's door and they got light, or close to the death's door, then the occultist just won't be able to handle it, and he also might bleed them. Additionally, if you are not screwed enough, he can screw you further. His heals can be really nice, but I like him in conjunction with the Vestal to support her, more than just, be the only one who can heal. The Arbalest is okay, but she cannot heal herself, which is a big problem sometimes. The Hellion is really nice. She can take off her bleeds and blights too, which is very useful. Though her heal is absolutely garbage aside of that. Kind of like Plague Doctor. Also can take bleeds and blights from everybody, but her heals are garbage. Pardon me, still yawning. It's early in the morning. Dead. 2 bubbles. The reanimated ones were actually supposed to be really weak, but I don't feel it. Maybe they are a bit weaker, but they still can do some punishment, that's for sure. So it's preferable to not have them get back. But they get back at the start of the turn, so that's difficult. Because I think the other corpses, they actually act at the end of the turn. So you kill them, and the next turn you can actually delete them. But these ones, not so much. Especially since, for instance, the Jester or whatever is rather fast. And Crusader always goes fast. He's got minus free speed in here, so... if he kills something, it's gonna get back up. What am I pointing at? What was I talking about? What was I showing? What's your point? Woman? I don't know. Yeah. Definitely, the post-commentary sucks. I have to make double sure next time it doesn't happen. I apologize for the free mute videos. I know it's not optimal, but I don't want to do more of this. It's not really fun or really... Well, it was an experience that it's nice to have. But yeah, I got it now. I don't want it anymore. It's not a channel that I gotta take real good care of, because there is plenty of people counting on me to jabber around, so whatever. Just do whatever I want. Isn't that nice? Just do whatever you want. I mean, I like to do things properly, whether it's just for me or not, but this is just too time consuming for really no legitimate reason to try.
For a task well
Alright, so I think there's no more combats left. So I'll be peacing out slowly. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and watch the second episode if you want to hear an even weirder post-commentary, though perhaps with more purpose for the next episode. And if you don't want to watch the mute videos, just feel free to skip the free. I'm sure there will be more to come. Since we're not done yet. We're not done yet. And I'm sorry if this episode was full of crap. It probably was, but, well, yeah, I'm not experienced in this enough to do it properly. And also, I'm hungry. I gotta go eat something, and I gotta go wake up. But, yeah, so far I'm enjoying this game. Playing this game, since I was enjoying watching it before. So, I hope that we will not perish in the fight versus Necromancer's Apprentice, and I'll be able to continue it for a bit longer, at least. Have a good day, and I'll see you when I see you, right? I'll see you when I see you.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter. It is done. Turn yourself now to the condition of those poor devils who remain. Suffer not the lame horse, nor the broken man. He will be laughing still at the end. To those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point. Slumped shoulders, wild eyes, and a stumbling gait. This one is no more good to us.